having me here.
Yeah.
And I've been selling on Amazon since 2014. I'm the president and co-founder of an Amazon marketing agency called Zon Marketer, and been selling stuff online since 2008.
Excellent. And same to you, Norm.
Okay, so I've been involved with a variety of different businesses leading up to Amazon, which kind of given me the quick course into selling on Amazon. So I've been involved with manufacturing, fulfillment, sourcing, distribution, and all of a sudden the Amazon game came around 3 or 4 years ago, or 4 or 5 years ago, and was able to jump in and get going on that very quickly. And then I also have a press release company that I own now.
Excellent. And the man, he's here just in time. How you doing, Kevin? You good?
I'm good. Just got off of a big legal call. It's still going on right now. I came here just for you, Danny. I got off a legal call for you.
I know you share the love.
I'd rather talk to these guys instead of some lawyers.
Yeah. Hey, do you know what? It's cheaper talking to me because I'm not by the hour either. So.
No, when you're dealing with a UK lawyer and an American lawyer, and they're arguing between British and U.S. law, it's like, dang, get me out of here.
You know what? That you're paying for both of those to argue.
Exactly.
So, do you want to do a quick introduction? Just say hi, who you are, etc. Quickly, Kevin.
Sure. My name is Kevin King, and I guess who I am. That's who I am.
Yeah, cool. All right. Well, I think
I am who I am.
I'm not as famous as these guys, like Liran. This guy's an animal. He's a beast. He's a social media beast. And then Norm, where's the cigar, Norm? When we got have cigars?
Norm's beard is its own beast.
Oh, there we go.
Here we go. We're going into the dark side now. Excellent. So, okay, let's get underway. Just hi, Abigail. Hi to Oksana. Vincenzo is here. What a gang together, she's saying. Abigail is saying, hey, guys, Florent is back from Australia. Does his 1 o'clock shift. Tunes in every day. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. He says, here we go again. Yeah, another late night working followed by my favorite bedtime show.
Glad we can put you to sleep.
So what are you going to do when this is over, Danny?
What's that, sorry?
You've been doing this daily. What are you going to do when this is over with? You're going to keep seller sessions daily?
No, I don't think I'll go daily. I can't. It's hard enough. I was saying to Liran the other day, right? We're going to get to a stage where I'm going to have to do a fucking show on what's it called? Flat files. And just that will literally send everyone to sleep. But so far, we've been quite lucky. So today's I've created Roundup Wednesday because there's only so many PPC, chatbots and everything you got to do. So we've got to come up with other stuff other than talking about masks and stuff. So literally on the fly, we have to knock shit out. I mean, yesterday, what happened is we had Kian and we was meant to have a few other guests. And it was left to me and Kian. The 2 other guests couldn't make it for various different reasons, which I respect, and they're going to come back on the show. And then we had to wing it for about 45 minutes, but it then turned out to be an okay show. So I don't know how many wings I got left in me, but I thought if I line up a stellar lineup like you guys, we can at least talk about what's been going on in the last week and stuff. So,
sure.
There we go. Liran, do you want to kick off proceedings? You've got a hit list of some of the bits that's been changing out there in the Amazon Theo, haven't you?
Yes. Yeah. So, I made this post on my Facebook. It's already probably 10 days old or so, but here's some updates, a list down of some updates. So one, Amazon has paused lending payments for sellers for April. They are getting so much traffic and so many essential items. They're asking affiliates and partners not to send traffic to the site. In fact, I saw yesterday they just cut off the CJ affiliate network and some other networks. They're not paying them anymore.
CJ Commission Junction, you're talking about.
Junction.
Yeah.
For sending traffic. They just cut that off yesterday.
Yeah.
Vine program. If you want to use Vine right now, you can't, which makes sense. Amazon doesn't want to ship free stuff to people right now. They want to focus on essential items. Obviously, many items are not shipping to customers till the end of April. However, I ordered some stuff that was not supposed to ship until the end of April, and I got it very quickly. So it's a little bit misleading because they actually are shipping stuff, but they're not promising that they're shipping stuff. Obviously, go ahead, Kevin.
I think that might be a discouragement. So people see that and they just less people order it. I think it's not a matter of can they fulfill it or not. I think it's more just let's discourage people from ordering when they see that.
Yeah, 100%. I needed to order some. I wanted to order some knives for my kitchen, and so I didn't like need it urgently. So I said, okay, I'll place the order anyway. It was supposed to ship at the end of April, and I got it in a few days. So
I'm experiencing the same thing.
Same thing. Yeah.
A lot of my stuff. Yeah.
Yep. So it seems like they are shipping, but they don't want to, I guess, make the promise that they're guaranteeing, and obviously it's affecting conversions and sales. Obviously, a lot of essential items are out of stock. Also presents opportunity for new brands or people to buy products from brands they haven't bought before because of things being out of stock, especially like in the supplements and health space. Receiving times obviously much longer. Workers in several warehouses have tested positive and for COVID, and Amazon has had to do cleanings. Vendor central POs.
1 second, can we just pop back a bit? What you just said there, I don't know if the post is still up, but I think there's a subreddit that shows you a list of all the facility centers around the world where they've had experience of COVID. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sorry, go on. You were saying.
Yep. And Amazon has raised pay, for workers, like an extra $2 an hour or so to encourage people to work, etc. Vendor central POs are either down or canceled for a lot of vendors, for a lot of 1P sellers. And then just a list of some opportunities. Obviously, turning on FBM if you can. You can ship faster to your customers by turning on FBM.
FBM actually, I don't know if you saw, but multi-channel fulfillment just came out with an article that confirms that Amazon now has tweaked the algorithm to give FBM higher priority.
Yeah. I saw one of my listings that the other day we turned FBM on, and FBA still had the buy box, and I was about to go in and try to raise the price on the FBA offer, and then I saw that FBM had the buy box, and I didn't need to do that. So that very much in line with what you're saying. We've seen sellers cut back on their ad spend. Cost per click is down somewhat. Ad spend is probably down 20% across the board. Obviously, if you have in-demand products with inventory, there's opportunity to get more visibility. If you want to crank up your ad spend, if you want to rank ahead of competitors, there's opportunity here. I would add one thing is, and I'm not telling you what you should do in your business, but I would caution people on cutting back, on cutting back too much in their ad spend. We've seen these cases. You can look them up online. They're kind of like famous cases of major companies. So just 3 cases in the 1920s, and this is stuff that's like on social. I didn't invent this, but in the 1920s, Post cereal was the leading cereal producer in the U.S. That was during the Roaring 20s, great economy. 1930s came the Great Depression, and Post pulled back on their ad spend. Kellogg's went ahead and launched famous cereal, Rice Krispies, with Snap, Crackle, and Pop, increased their ad spend, and became the #1 leader. In the early 1990-91 recession, you had McDonald's pull back their ad spend. Well, I think Pepsi, that owns Pizza Hut and Taco Bell, actually increased ad spend and increased sales, I think like 38%. McDonald's was down 20-something%. And then even Amazon in 2009 launched the Kindle 3 product. And for the first time, ebooks sales took over physical book sales. And the Amazon stock actually went up, and they gained market share during that time. So, during these times, there will be opportunities that come out as a result of this environment. So you need to make the right decisions in your business based on your products, but also
building a brand.
Sorry, losing you there, Kevin. A couple of other things to look at as well in these periods of time is that don't forget Uber, Google, all of these companies were built in the Great Recession. That's when they came to the fore.
Well,
Square, Jack Dorsey. Sorry, go on, Kevin. Now we got you back.
Well, the thing about these times, I mean, I'm in the process of doing it right now. You can condense the window to Liran's point. If you're really trying to build a brand, or you're in the, you've got some Amazon products that you've been doing well with, and you want to pivot that into more of a brand play, now is one of the best times to do it. You can condense what might take you 5 years to build a brand into months in some cases because of the increased demand. Depending, and I'm not just saying going after PPE stuff. I'm saying in fitness or anything, you can condense that because the intention is so great and the demand is so high. I think this is a huge opportunity, and I'm busier than I've ever been right now. Most of my buddies are sitting at home going, "What are you doing, man? What shows you watch on Netflix?" Like, dude, I don't have time to watch Tiger, or Queen, or King, or Dog, or whatever it is. I don't have time. I mean, I did watch a couple episodes.
The thing is, Kevin, the reason why I'll tell you
it's
the main reason.
I mean, we're going to make more money right now. You know,
exactly.
It's sad. Some people are losing, but we're going to. We're positioned to just clean house right now.
But that's because your mindset.
Yeah,
that comes down to mindset. I'm the same, not saying that in the same position as you guys in what you're doing, but my mindset is that I'm not thinking of furlough in the UK. I'm thinking of signing more clients. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's a complete mindset opposite. I've got a few things launching over the next few weeks, but I think when I speak to people and they've got scared and they're freezing and everything else, I think the people going to win in this climate is the way that you think about and how you approach things is the difference. So when you say, and I don't mean this detrimentally, but when your friends are sitting at home watching Netflix, it's because they don't have the same mindset as you.
That's very true.
You know, Danny, I heard Tom Brady, football player in the U.S., obviously very famous, just signed a new contract with Tampa Bay. And he was a 6th round draft pick. Okay, he thought at one point I'm not even going to make it to the NFL. And at one point, like you said about mindset, he had a coach and he had a sports psychologist who totally turned him around. Basically, the sports psychologist told him, like, look, if you get 3 tries on the field, you can't control the external forces of how many tries the coach is going to give you if you get 30 snaps or 10 snaps. But guess what? If you do really well in the 3 snaps, you're going to get a chance to get 5 snaps. And if you do really well in the 5, you're going to get a chance to get 10 and 30. And that's exactly what he did. And he beat all his competitors, the other guys vying for the same spot, and ended up being the starter. But it was really this sports psychologist that kind of told him, you can only focus on the things you can control. We don't know how long this is going to last, but focus on the things in your business that you can control. What are the products you're going to come out with? How are you going to pivot to third-party warehouse and FBM? What are the opportunities and actions that you can take every day to move your business forward?
One of the things, this is going to maybe sound a little contrived. I'm launching something on May 1st. I've got a team of 8 people working on it. I'm banking on the, my opinion is that the curve is going to come down and optimism will return. And I'm building something and working on something now in anticipation for that to happen. And it may not come and I may need to delay it. But my mindset is be positive. You know, the curve will flatten, optimism will return, and then I'll go ahead with this. If not, I'll delay it for a few weeks. But my mindset is, fuck it, build it now and take that risk to get to that point. Does that make sense?
I mean, all the people that are selling party supplies and stuff or travel stuff, you know, you're sucking right now, but that stuff's going to come back. You know, and when this is over with, like to Danny's point, people, when they might be cautiously optimistic at first, when things open up, there's going to be some people that are still gun shy, but there's going to be other people who are like, I'm glad to be out of the cage, you know, and they're going to want to just live it up. And you could be positioned, if you're thinking of that right now, be positioned, and you might have to delay it a few weeks or something, depending on what happens. But and this is not going away anytime soon. I mean, this is with us until there's a vaccine, I believe, or a very strong pill. And even if there's a strong pill, it's still going to be out there. So people are going to be, for the next year or so, cautiously optimistic. Things will start to get back a little bit to normal, but as e-commerce sellers, we can ride this opportunity right now. And there's so much great opportunity out there.
Yeah.
So one of my products is travel pillows.
Cheeks.
But one of my other products is travel wipes. So diversification, you know, helps save our butt. But we've been working around the clock, and we've been hiring to get people, you know, to get products on. We're managed services as well. But this is really crazy. So what you guys are talking about, you know, how things are going, keeping your ad spend up. We launched a supplement just over 7 days ago. It's number 1 right now. Number 1 in a very competitive market. So
what's the ASIN, Norm?
What's that?
What's the ASIN?
Oh yeah, right. Yeah. I'll give you everything. Yeah. But as of yesterday, it hit number 1, and I couldn't believe it. But it's a supplement. It's a tough category. The other thing that we're working on and we're telling people to do is go back to your listing. if you want to build your brand, build it now. Do that old Brady Bunch thing and make sure that you have the quality images and everything else is to par. If now is the perfect time to really revamp your listing.
And like Norm said, right now people are like, should I launch a product right now or should I hold off? And no, it can be a great time to launch, depending on what it is.
Yeah.
A great for a lot of products, it's an awesome time to launch. Some stuff is up 500-600%. I know even in the dog space, I've probably talked about this in the past, doing dog poop bags and stuff and other podcasts and stuff. Those are up 300% right now. And there's people running out of stock, people that couldn't ship in. You can come in there and take market share really easily right now. I mean, product research, you got to be a little bit careful because the numbers are skewed. You got to know how to use the tools out there, whether it's Spiral Launch or Helium 10 or whatever tool of choice you have to actually go back in time and look at the curves. If you know how to properly use those tools to see historical, but like one of the products I'm about to launch in the next 2 weeks, I was worried. The demand is up right now. It's really high right now, and I'm like, let's take advantage of this. But I wanted to know, what was this doing last June of last year when there's no demand, when there's no Prime Day, there's no holidays, so I went back and used the tools, and I was like, man, this was a great product last June. As a result of the increased demand right now, coming on the downslope of this, like Danny was saying, when everything starts to get back to normal, I think that the demand is actually going to stay higher than it was last June. Because of several situations. And I'm like, this is perfect. We can ride this wave, make a lot of money, hopefully in the next few months. And then once things go back to normal, we'll still be ahead of the curve. Yeah. So there's tremendous opportunity out there. And all these people saying that there's not are just misinformed.
We were talking, I wanted to add, we were talking a little bit before we went on, and Norm brought up a good point, and I want to add to that. Norm brought up the point where now is a great time to go back to your Chinese suppliers and negotiate. Because they're suffering right now. They've had, coronavirus there, then they had Chinese New Year. Economy is down in the US, probably not as many new sellers jumping in, right? So now is a great time to go to your Chinese supplier and negotiate terms. Maybe you're not going to get a better price, but maybe you can negotiate better terms. One thing I wanted to add to that is I did a webinar on Sunday. There was a virtual conference. I was supposed to speak in Israel on Monday, and that on Sunday. Monday, that changed to a virtual conference. Well, one of the speakers was a company that does sourcing and has a team in China. And one of the guys there said that you have to be very careful right now because the Chinese economy is taking a hit, and there could be small factories that might take your money and be gone with it. So I would advise you to use things like trade assurance through Alibaba, or just be cautious. He said, one of the things he said was, even factories you've been sending money to for years, they might disappear. So it's just a thing. I don't want to scare people, but if you can use things like Alibaba Trade Assurance or some ways to use escrow, it might not be a bad thing to do because the economy is taking a hit in China also.
Some factories, it depends on what you're doing. Some factories, the demand is up, and not just for PPP, and they're actually going to a 50-50 right now. Some of our factories actually went the other way. It's not a negotiation for better terms. It's like, no, instead of 30-70, it's 50-50. So I think it depends on the factory. But yeah, to Liran's point, you got to be careful because there are some of these guys, just like right now, you're seeing a lot of these restaurants that are closed in the United States that are hurting, and they're like, support us and buy a gift card, buy a $50, $100 gift card. My hunch is most of those gift cards are never going to get redeemed because that company's going to go out of business before they can even redeem those gift cards. They're just using it to rob Peter to pay Paul. And so the same thing's happening some in China. So you do have to be careful.
No. Do you want to add anything here? We haven't heard too much from you. There was something about inventory that you want to have a chat about as well, wasn't it? Yeah.
So it kind of goes along with the Chinese negotiations. Like the time is right now to go and negotiate. And one of the things that we did, I think it was a week or two ago, is go back and we had knives. So we were sending knives over, and it used to be that we would have to pay, I think we had 30, and then on balance, like when it was when the product was done. So we were able to negotiate now that we ship out 2,500 knives at a time. We got them to keep 2,500 in stock, and we were able to get 90-day terms. So now what's going to happen is when everything's going, and when we're telling the suppliers is we need this money, this extra money to promote, it's going to help us with our cash flow. So we found this now in 2 cases that we've been able to do where they're going to keep and warehouse for free the product until we need it, and then they'll put another 2,500. So we're going to cut down our lead time incredibly. But now for inventory, I think for Amazon sellers, inventory management, the whole strategy is changing, because now where you would have in third quarter, you would have ordered for your fourth quarter, I would have probably got it out to second quarter. Now, I'm not talking about right now because these are extraordinary circumstances, but for next year, I'm going to be ordering product prior to third quarter. So I'm going to be, instead of 2 quarters out, I'm going to be doing it 3 quarters. So anyways, that's going to allow me not only to not have to worry about running out of inventory, because how many people, even right now for Chinese New Year, they wait till the last minute and they never get their inventory, right? They learn, and it's the same people do it day after or year after year. Well, by doing this and by using that method, you'll be able to have product in China. You'll be able to ship it over in a few weeks. I ship now, I'm split shipping. I've always preached this. Ship a portion over to your FBM, over to your 3PL, and have the other shipment over in Amazon. And then that way you've got this incredible inventory system where you can just control your inventory, and you don't really have the stress of running out. Ever.
Norm, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Because you're talking about supplements a little bit. Obviously, I would say right now supplements is a tremendous opportunity, right? Whether you do it on Amazon, you could probably do it off Amazon. You can sell stuff like that. There's just crazy demand, right? What's the landscape right now in terms of actually being able to find suppliers who will manufacture for you? Are they only doing it for their existing clients? Can somebody in the US get a quick order and launch a supplement quickly? Are the US manufacturers up and running? Like, what are things? You mentioned you launched supplements. I don't sell supplements. What does that world kind of look like right now?
You can very easily find a horrible supplier that will turn it around. Okay. Right now, it's tough. The good quality manufacturers are very hard to find. They're there, you can find them, but the lead time is just out.
And I would think they would be more loyal to their existing customers.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Even just to give you an example, we own a factory that does travel wipes and hand wipes. Mm-hmm. I have precedent when I put in an order. I can't get orders because we're at capacity. So, it's the same thing with supplements.
Right. Yeah, I'm just thinking, is there an opportunity for an Amazon seller today? Maybe 6 months ago, I didn't think about going to supplements. What a competitive category to get into, and you need a lot of money. And the demand right now is like 100x. And is there an opportunity to go into it? But I imagine also that there's a lot of challenges with supply chain.
There is, yeah. Unless you have an in, or if you know the manufacturer, you could have a real problem right now. And the other thing too, so it's not just supplements, but it's any product. So if you're trying to bring something to market, a lot of people go to a sourcing agent or go to Alibaba, and they're trying to get a product really quickly. So first of all, they'll go and they'll get something pricing in days, a week or 2 weeks without even checking anything. But a quality, like if you go to a quality sourcing agent, sometimes they'll take 3, maybe even 4 weeks to find you the right manufacturer, the right couple of manufacturers. And that's what's happening right now. Like, you can take advantage of sourcing agents in China to go out to the factories to make sure that you get really great competitive bids, and then you combine your samples and you can make the decision. But to do anything, regardless, 1 week or 2 weeks, or try to turn around something very quickly as a brand new product, I like to kind of stay away from that and just do it the right way, the longer way, like really be able to do your research.
I think there's also, if we go back to supplements for differentiation, I think the winners nowadays, you can buy the cheap ship supplements that you pay $1 a pop and sell them for $12.99. Or you get them where you've got an on-site chemist, you've built a team, you've got a brand, so you control the pH in the soil, you control every element that goes into the supplement. They come in really nice designed packaging, and you're selling them for $35-40, so that you've got the room for the PPC costs and the ranking costs in there as well. I think that's where the win will be, especially if you, as I said, you're doing it locally, you can build a brand, but that's a big startup cost for the business.
Yeah.
The other thing too is, like you say, on the factories are at capacity. A lot of the 3PLs right now in the U.S. are at capacity. So like right now, if you're brand new and you're trying to set up with a 3PL, you may run into some trouble with especially if you're doing any kind of volume. I mean, if you just got a few shipments going out, you can probably find somebody. But if you're doing any kind of volume, it's difficult. They're all slammed right now. Some of them aren't even returning phone calls that normally would be, Johnny on the spot to help you out, because they're so slammed. And I think that, once this dies off, it's going to be interesting to see. I don't know what you guys' opinions is about what's going to happen to FBM. Do you think a lot of people are going to go back to the FBA? Because even FBM now, even if it's your only choice, it still hurts the conversions. People still trust Amazon. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens to that whole 3PL business and the whole FBM side, or if Amazon's like, hey, this is actually kind of cool. We can offload some of this to other people. Maybe we'll do this again in the fourth quarter and help us. We don't have to hire people. I don't know. It's going to be interesting.
It's almost like a seller fulfilled prime, isn't it? Yeah. It's like it's been shifted in that direction.
For a new program or maybe the algorithm tweak is going to, stay. Some of the other things they've taken away, just like what Liran was talking about earlier, where with the affiliates and the discouraging traffic, they took away the frequently bought together. The customers who bought this, bought that. Those were great places. I've used those to my advantage on some products to launch, to get into those spots, and those are gone. But sometimes that could be temporary, but sometimes things stay the way they are. At least it's over with.
The other way you can look at it,
interesting to see.
Yeah. The other way you can look at it is market forces, right? So what's happened? Why has people gone FBM? Because they've got non-essential goods. So effectively, in order to carry on trading, they've moved their goods out of Amazon or not sent them into Amazon and sent by FBM. Now the facility centers is just going to be full of goods that are deemed as essentials. So it might be a way that it's already parting of the seas anyway. So it's a new shape for the future. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it could be.
I think it all depends on, there's a new normal right now, right? Like a month ago, I never would have ordered knives on Amazon that I would see shipping to me at the end of April. But like, I have no choice, right? So I'm willing to. And a month ago, I'd probably not order any FBM. I would only order FBA products. But now I have no choice. So I think customers are getting used to the fact that Amazon is no longer, at least right now, 1-day shipping or 2-day shipping for products, and so.
But here's the difference there on that. To not to interrupt you there, but you ordered FBM, but you did it through Amazon, so Amazon's still benefiting. So you didn't go to that knife's website and like, let me do that, because you're like, I don't trust these guys. Is their warehouse working? I don't know who they are, but I know that if I order it through Amazon, if I have any kind of problem, Amazon's giving me my money back, no questions asked. They're going to help me deal with it. So Amazon can extend that brand and grow their brand and offload some of the stuff, and not be too worried about people going to somebody's Shopify site to order it instead of ordering it through them.
And I can add on that. So the other side of this is the people that are going off Amazon and building these e-commerce sites. Exactly what you said. People aren't trusting these other companies, like the knife company. But if you have content marketing out there, if you're growing that Google presence where, okay, let's say it's a press release or a blog article, whatever it is, all of a sudden you become more of an authority. You build that trust. So we've seen a huge amount of people going over and now trying to develop more and more traffic to their Shopify site or whatever e-com site. So, but to do that, you have to have trust, because you've got that monster Amazon going to take that business away. But if it's non-essential, people are trying to find, where to get the product so they can get it in a week.
I mean, have you guys ordered, for example, in the last few weeks, have you ordered from other sites that you normally wouldn't order? I can say personally, I ordered a Brita filter from Bed Bath & Beyond. Haven't ordered from them in like 100 years. I ordered surgical masks on eBay because I couldn't get them on Amazon in time. So there's definitely an opportunity where customers are going off Amazon because the products you want to buy are not available. I've seen Shopify. I saw a Shopify site that on the top banner had, we're shipping faster. You can get our stuff on Amazon, but we're shipping faster here, then you can get our product on Amazon. So I think there is this opportunity to also try to shift. And I think sellers are learning their lesson, right? That relying too much of your business on Amazon can lead to detrimental results of lack of control.
And one,
but even those guys that are fulfilling off Amazon, I mean, I can make the argument that it actually it depends on what you're selling. If you're selling little jewelry that's, you sit first class for 30, 50 cents a dollar, you can make more money shipping yourself. But if you're shipping an ab roller, I can tell you that the cost for you to fulfill that, even through Deliver or anybody else, is going to be substantially more than what you're giving Amazon. You're actually losing money. In some cases, going in the hole on fulfilling it yourself. Depends on your product. I mean, it's not true for every product, but you have to balance that because of the economics on Amazon. And by the time you pay the fulfillment, the pick, pack, and feed, it's a delicate issue. So don't just automatically assume if I can go make a lot more money having my own site, but it's a great option for if it's not available on Amazon or in times like what Liran said right now, where the site's saying we can ship it faster. That makes sense, but don't think that's going to be the case when things get back to normal. People are going to, I think, migrate back to the Amazon model more so than your own site. But like to Norm's point, where if you want to legitimize yourself, you do have to do more. You have to become a brand. You have to go out there and do the press releases, the content, the social media, and then people will trust you more. But some of that takes time.
And one other thing, this is just a little bonus tip for those people looking for toilet paper and that other stuff that you might not find. Look under industrial categories. Look for that 900-foot toilet paper. You will get it.
You've answered my prayers, Norm.
Let me just want to do some.
Or you just get a bidet and you don't need it.
And that's the thing, right? And that's the thing. Like bidet and all those products are sold out too because like the one solution is not available. So like, what's the next solution that people are going to in terms of thinking about product? And I think I saw this sort of chart today that some people have put out predictions on what's going to happen. And one of those charts shows that this may be like Kevin said, a year, 18 to 24 months of waves. Right, of like opening up the country, opening up the world, more cases, lockdown, opening back up, more cases until there is a vaccine. So, I think that's the worst case. The worst case scenario is 18 to 24 months of waves of open lockdown kind of times, just to have you. And the best case scenario is by July, August, the country opens up and everything's good, and maybe the new normal in the U.S. is wearing masks and doing that. But the worst case, I think, is till you have a vaccine and potentially open and closing of the country, of the world.
Can I just shout out some of the questions in the comments here? So Cyb said, consumers trust Amazon. Amazon is the brand. Building on what he said here is building the brand takes years of strong marketing. Why would anyone trust a no-mark brand that has no history? But you've mentioned that from years ago, Liran, in the downturn, someone comes in, leapfrog, spend some money,
I think the answer to that is that if you never start, you never start, right? Like building a brand does take time. There's unprecedented attention. There's never been a time since the launch of social media where everybody's locked down at home. Your Facebook Lives, Danny, if I didn't know the numbers, I would assume are getting a lot more views today than they did maybe a year ago if you went live on Facebook. Why? Everybody's at home. Nobody's traveling. Nobody's.
Do you know the interesting thing? So I spoke to someone earlier on today. Email open rates have gone up because everyone's at home. So if you forgot email, it's time to have a little look and see what's going on there. Look under the hood.
And then my other answer to that is that you should be building your brand off the back of Amazon. You should have an insert with who your brand is and driving somebody somewhere to learn more about your brand to your social media or somewhere. You should have an A+ content with your brand story, and that if you're smart, you're using Amazon and other channels, but you're also using Amazon to build your brand and not just letting Amazon be the brand, because then you're a faceless brand like everybody else.
Yeah.
I mean, we're doing that right now with a product. We're building off of Amazon, using this crisis and Amazon and some off Amazon to completely build a brand. And to that last point, why would someone trust a brand that has a no-name brand. It's what you do. You can create a brand really fast if you know what you're doing. If you just throwing your logo on a product on Amazon, it's not creating a brand. You got to do the content. You got to do the social. We're doing a whole TikTok campaign with people, user-generated content that's going to blow up. We're doing in-person stuff on the street where we're going to go and do a lot of really cool stuff that's going to get us a lot of PR. We'll probably be using Norm's PR agency to actually do some of that. Maybe even Liran to do our PPC. There's a tremendous, I wish I could tell you what the product is. Ask me in 2 weeks and I'll tell you exactly what it is. I don't need to hide. But the name of the product, everything we're doing, we're partnering with potentially with a video that has 5 billion views, 5 billion with a B on YouTube. It's going to blow up. So you can build a brand. And this will be a great case study once this is over with, especially if this works. You can build a brand really fast in a time like this if you do it right.
Yeah.
And
Andrew, go on. No, sorry.
Sorry. I was also going to say, building the brand is one thing. When you build the brand, you can build profit because the perception is whatever your brand is. So like those knives I was talking just about earlier, they started at $49. They're selling at $125. This is before all this was happening. But why? Because packaging. Spent $2 extra on packaging. And over a period of time, we've been able to go $49 was their launch. They're $124 right now.
Yeah, business is all about innovation and marketing is about perception. And so that, to Norm's point, it's how you approach things. It's to Danny's point from earlier, it's mindset. Yep. And most people have the wrong mindset. They have a get rich quick or easy way out mindset, and that's not the right way.
Or they quit. I heard a quote recently that I stayed in the game long enough to get lucky, right? Like they quit 95% of the way there, or 95% of people quit before the final 5% of getting lucky, right? Because you launched 3 products and they failed, but if you only would have launched that 4th one that took off, your whole business could have been different. So
okay, there's an important message from Tim Kramer. Hi, thanks for keeping us updated. Norman has the best beard in Amazon from what I've seen. Cheers.
None of us will dispute that.
Yeah, no dispute there.
I've got a long way to go. I've got none up here, but I've got a long way to catch up here.
I would say that the 4 of us have the best bald heads.
Yes, right.
Best baldies in the game.
On Amazon.
Roger's asked, Norm's just found your agency. Yeah, so it's prrich.com. Anyone wants to check out his agency out there, and he's asking if the services extends to the UK. Tony Sagar asked the same thing. Back to your question, Liran. Andrew says you were talking about Amazon restricting traffic to their CJ, etc., which commission junction. Was that only US only, or was that representative of all markets?
Good question. I'm not sure, but I just saw a headline in a post yesterday. I would imagine it's worldwide, but not sure.
Okay. Anyone who have good knowledge regarding Walmart fulfilling with the situation right now? Any developments worth talking about? That come from Baptiste. Hello, Baptiste. Hope you well.
Good question. I don't know the answer to what Walmart's doing.
Right. Norm, any experience
about that?
Yeah, I'm not dealing with Walmart. I used to, but I'm not dealing with Walmart right now, so I don't have a lot of people are fulfilling through like Deliver and stuff with Walmart. But as far as Walmart's own fulfillment, I'm not sure.
Okay.
I mean, I would imagine if I was a betting man that they're having similar fulfillment issues that Amazon is having. They're probably seeing, I would say Walmart probably seeing an uptick in traffic, just like probably Amazon is, and people are willing to go there because Amazon's the prime customer who typically would never go to Walmart. I've gone to Walmart in the last couple of weeks, but I also, the stuff was out of stock. So I'm sure they're dealing with similar issues.
Matt Phipps says these guys are so so wise that they could sell gold, frankincense, and myrrh as supplements as a brand.
That's right.
There you go. I stayed in the game long enough to get lucky. So Las Labur, he's giving the thumbs up there, Liran. We're a successful Shopify brand and recently launched on Amazon a month ago and doing FBM. Any quick tips for Amazon?
What I would say is this is a question that I think you need to decide as a brand owner. If you have an audience, the question is, do you want to leverage that audience from your Shopify, from your email list to help you rank and get your products going faster on Amazon? That's a decision you need to make in your business. But there are ways to rank products. There's URL you can use. There's URLs. There's search, find, buy. There's methods you can use to push your ranking. If you have an audience already, you have a big advantage. It's a decision you need to make in your business and some people are agnostic. Some people don't want to do that. Do I want to send my email list, my Shopify audience, to go buy on Amazon? If you are willing to do that, or you think it's a good idea for your business, you can use that audience to rank and push your products and get reviews and do things on the Amazon side. But it's a question of whether or not philosophically, as a business owner, you want to do that.
Yeah, I mean, selling on Amazon. If people are searching for your brand, if your brand is known and they see you on Facebook, and you definitely want to be on Amazon. So if they type in your name, some people just prefer to buy on Amazon versus you. Just, the credit card's there; it's just easier for them. For whatever reason, it goes into a locker that they can pick up if they don't want it to come to their house. There's just so many reasons. So and then you got to optimize for your keywords. You got to use tools like Helium 10 or some of the other ones that you can actually see what your competition is ranking for and get ranked on those. And then another great thing that you can do is for those people that do want to buy on Shopify, maybe there's a lot of people that are coming to your Shopify site now through various different ways. And they're like, this looks great, but I just don't know if I want to buy from these guys. I'm just not at that point where I want to give them my credit card. Put an exit pop-up that says, oh, thanks for visiting us. By the way, we're also available on Amazon. Here's a 10% off coupon or whatever you want to do. And you could probably capture a bunch of sales and make sure that link that goes over to Amazon is some sort of ranking URL that will help you rank on keywords on Amazon. You might get a little extra bump that way as well.
Cool.
Yeah, I just wanted to add one thing. So I think what Kevin is kind of saying is, what I alluded to is, you can decide if you want to be passive or active on Amazon. Meaning, I think any brand is good to have a presence on Amazon because there's probably branded terms, and you should advertise against those branded terms to protect your brand on Amazon. And then you need to make a decision. Do I also want to drive new customers to Amazon? And I might do that with ranking initiatives and getting new customers there. Or do I want to focus my Shopify, and Amazon is sort of the backup for people who just want to buy my brand on Amazon? And for that, I think as a bare minimum, you want to have a really good presence with images, branding, etc.
I mean, I have a site. It's not a Shopify site. It's another shopping cart site. But on that site, I have a product it's seasonal product that comes out in the holidays. So I email my list first and tell them to come buy from me, and I want them to come buy from me. I give that a few weeks, and then the people that don't buy certain products from me directly after I've hit them up a few times, I will then go out to those people and I will say, hey, our product's also available on Amazon. And what I was doing, I don't know if this is going to work anymore since Amazon took away the frequently bought together, but I was actually then having those people and saying, look, if you buy these 3 things together on Amazon, these are the ones that did not already buy from me. They're on my list. I know they like my product. And then I leverage them to go over to Amazon and buy these 3 things together in the same shopping cart. So I get all the frequently bought together and get things ranked on Amazon and get the keyword ranking and all the other stuff that I was doing. And it worked like a charm every time. And so you can do stuff like that, like Liran saying, if you don't really want to shift a bunch of your people over, shift the ones that aren't buying from you already that have bought from you in the past.
Quick one here. Angela Hove says, we love Norm and Kevin. It's up on the screen. Hiring Norm soon. The only thing is, I couldn't see, there wasn't like a space in the return. I couldn't see it underneath, Liran. If I wait long enough, would it appear? Because I'm looking at this and it just stopped us at the exclamation mark, and I just couldn't work out where the rest of it. Did you do it in white text, Angela? Can you just let us know?
Yeah. What the hell?
Yeah. Okay, let's go through these. Sorry, I sound like a right narcissist saying that. No. Right, let's go through some more questions here. Norm, here we go. We've covered this one here. Then
put that up again, though. We like that one.
Bask in the narcissist glory kind of thing.
Exactly.
Let's have a look here. We're a successful Shopify brand. Covered that. Right. Building on Baptiste's question, weren't Shopify due to launch a fulfillment service sometime soon?
Yeah, they have announced that they're going to be doing that. I don't know the details on that. I would be a little hesitant to try that initially till they work out. Launching a fulfillment service is no easy task, and there's usually a lot of headaches. Ask Walmart or ask some other people in the beginning. I don't know. Maybe they're partnering and they're white labeling, Deliver or somebody. I'm not sure. But
they invested or bought a big fulfillment company, I think, last year. But like you said, I don't think it's been launched yet. But I don't know that is going to be the difference maker, right? I mean, you can use a whole bunch of different 3PLs that can fulfill fast to your customer through Shopify.
Yeah. I don't know if that's gonna make a huge. It'll make it easier for some people. They don't have to go out maybe and have a separate relationship with a 3PL. But I don't know if it's going to make a big difference from the consumer side if they're going to really care.
There's a few questions coming in now, guys, as well. So also for the abandoned of cart on Shopify, can you retarget these provided you pixel them with an Amazon coupon?
Yes, you can. That's a good. Yeah. Yes, you can.
Yeah, I've seen that. I spoke to somebody who sells significant 10,000 a day on Shopify, and right now, and that's exactly what they're doing. They're retargeting. They also sell on Amazon, but they're focused to Shopify, and they're retargeting non-buyers to Amazon.
Great. Can you do an introduction? It'd be great to get them on the show to talk about off Amazon, if that's all right. Okay, so you're popular today, Norm. Mr. Norm, I want to become your intern. And then we've got probably we'll get a lot more sales. Yeah, that's from Baptiste. What else have we got here? Question wise, Tony Sager says I'll push the PayPal option on Shopify to check out. 80% of our US customers choose this option.
Yeah, and PayPal came out with this like one-click payment thing where you can have all your info stored. So I think for mobile and it's just a quick way to pay. Another one is Amazon Pay, right? People have
Matt Phipps says that I have a click buy on Amazon button on Shopify. Most customers click on that. Can you be clear, Matt? Does that mean that they leave and go to Amazon, or you got Amazon integration?
I think he's saying buy on Amazon actually goes to Amazon, but then there's also an Amazon Pay integration that's just using your Amazon credit card information to check out on Shopify.
I would also put Apple Pay on there too. I'm seeing a lot more people using that type of stuff. And like you said, on PayPal, they have the one click now. That's because the Amazon had a patent on that for 20 years, and that patent expired a couple of years ago. So now more people, they were the only ones that could do that for 20 years. And just recently, in the last year or two, that's opened up. But yeah, PayPal can. I personally don't like PayPal and won't use them. But that's an option that a lot of people prefer to use, especially eBay type of people.
Alessandro said, best podcast. Thank you. I've got a question. How do you fund the growth of your business? Organically funded, using debt, equity partners? What's the sweet spot, do you believe? Kevin, I think you mastered this side of things.
Yeah, I've used all that. It just, if you can, sometimes debt, you got to do the math. Sometimes debt's better than equity. Sometimes it's better to pay a high interest rate, like something you might even think is absurd, versus taking on equity. It depends on what your end game is. Equity, what I like to do, what I'm doing now, is equity in the beginning is fine, and then I try to basically not take any, roll everything back over, and then we use debt financing. So like we have a business right now that's starting up where there's a 6-figure sum that's coming in as equity, and it's a very small percentage. This is not a 50%. It's in the mid 6 figures, and the equity is under 15% for that. So we're retaining the equity, and then we have on top of that a line of credit that the same investor is offering for £1 million, not dollars but pounds, and so that we can tap that, and then the interest rate is at prime plus 1%. So that's something that we can go to. That's the way that one is structured. Other ones I've done.
That's a super low rate.
Yeah, it's a super low rate. But that doesn't get them more equity. We have the right. If, at some point, if we need more money than that because it's growing so big, we can come back and we can go and get additional investors after he's been recouped his money. We can go out and we can, but we can't dilute him. And so there's a ton of different ways to structure that. I mean, this is a cash flow business. I mean, it's cash intensive, and so I'm in a lucky position where I have 7 different companies, and most of them I don't need to take any money out. I live off of 1 or 2 of them, and the rest of them I can keep reinvesting it and grow them with the idea to sell them. Yeah. But you got to be careful there. I mean, don't take on too much debt. I've gotten I had a problem with that a few years ago where I was growing so fast. I took on some debt that ended up hurting me more than it helped me. So it's a delicate line. There's 100 different options. We could talk about this for 8 hours.
And also you need discipline as well. If you're going to do this, you need to know what you're doing, how you're going to leverage debt, and you've got the discipline to pay it back and know what your timelines are and be sure about what you're doing. Because some people take it and don't realize what they're doing. It's the same with credit cards and stuff like that.
I would never take on debt to keep the lights on.
No.
The worst thing that's happening right now is in the US, there's a lot of these businesses that are going to get SBA loans and stuff to keep the lights on. Those are not sound businesses. A lot of them are going to they're going to default on those loans. Probably the vast majority of them will get defaulted. And so it's the same in this business. Take on debt to where if it's going to go into inventory. Don't take on debt to run advertising, and don't take on debt to pay the rent. Take on debt to actually truly grow your business, not to cover past mistakes.
Yeah, makes sense. And Angela's back in the game. Lovely ran too. Of course, you, Danny, we watch every day. So our narcissistic window's just been filled up. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Angela, I in advance, I want to apologize for all the terrible thoughts I had about you.
Over that short period of time. Yeah. Prince King, shouldn't Amazon be waiving the removal fees for those wanting to remove their stock move their stock from FBA to FBN?
I think quite the opposite. They're busy working on shipping essential items. They're not going to work for you for free right now to ship out your stuff.
But with removal fees right now, like we've tried to get product out and we can't move it out.
Yeah.
I mean, that goes to Amazon. They could use that to kind of beat their drum, and to their point, like, look, we're not supposed to be a warehouse. That's your problem.
Right.
We're a fulfillment center. If you're storing you're selling 1,000 items to us from your factory, and you're selling, screw you. I'm sorry. You're going to pay us. We have other things to do right now. You should have put that in a 3PL. We're not a warehouse. We're a fulfillment, and they can use that to really emphasize that point and teach some people a lesson.
Yeah, and like, we are Amazon, we're customer centric. Forget you guys, you only just sell on the platform. Any ideas around if Amazon Alexa is being used to buy for Amazon? Is voice commerce catching up yet?
I personally don't see it catching up, or I don't see it being a thing right now. I have several Alexas around my house. I'm not using Alexa to reorder anything, but I think it will. I think it will eventually, but I haven't seen a big focus on using Alexa to buy. I don't know about you guys.
I haven't seen it either. I mean, I haven't. I've never bought any. The only time, actually, I take that back. We did order something from Alexa one time. Actually, my wife and I were watching TV, and a commercial came on, and it said something like, "Alexa, order blah blah blah," and like 3 days later, that showed up at our house because our Alexa heard it off of the TV. That's the only time I've ordered from Alexa. But yeah, I think it has potential, but I don't think we're there yet. I think it's a slow. I think there are some people doing it. If a wife's in the kitchen cooking and it's like, oh, I need salt, or I need some more cooking oil. Alexa, order cooking oil from Amazon Fresh. In the past, that might have been good. It shows up in 2 hours, but right now it shows up in 6 days, or whatever. So I don't know. I don't think it's there yet.
Yeah. Vincenzo, just to let you know, if you scroll down my page, just search for PPC Roundtable. We've got about 2.5 hours across 2 sessions covering PPC strategies in the pandemic, good and bad, aggressive, etc. So there's a whole heap of content there. Liran's on, I think, both of those shows. Yes, they leave it and go to Amazon. Super URL, of course. Amazon Pay the different.
Amazon Pay is different.
Sorry, Amazon Pay is different. Apologies. Yeah. Okay. Then Cybe says, make good business sense to spread risk across as many channels as possible. Own web store, Amazon, eBay, wholesale, and white label. Matt says again, Shopify plugin is called Buy Now button. Nice way to offer customers Amazon, eBay, or Walmart as alternative source to your store. Baptiste is asked here, bring the line of credit onto the podcast, please. Kevin, would you mind jumping on and talking about various different options on debt, etc. in your experience?
Yeah. I've used the Mafia. I've used it all. So yeah, I can talk about it.
Mafia. I thought Kevin was the Mafia.
I was going to say, get picked up in a white van with a gaffer tape. Here we go. Things will get back to normal soon, either because they will be pressed in COVID situation, or will get decentralized to the situation and adapt. Good attitude to have. What else have we got here? Oh, here we go. This could be a question for Kevin here. You guys are such a huge help. Would you guys consider a 10K loan to start a PL right now? Thanks, guys. Awesome info.
I'm
Do not all jump at once. Do not all jump at once. I think you've got the answer there. Sorry, guys. Shopping is too visual to use Alexa. That's a good point there. Joe says, thanks for what you're doing, guys. This is more Kevin as he runs the event in China. What are the chances of Canton Fair running in October?
I don't run any events in China, so I'm not sure what you're referring to.
Maybe getting mixed up with Steve Simonson because of the trips that he's done.
Yeah,
as well.
It's possible. Yeah, I mean, I've been to China. I've been to the Canton Fair.
Yeah.
So what was the question again? Was it about?
Would it go ahead in October? Which someone mentioned earlier on. Should we quickly cover that they're talking about in June? They're going to do the Canton Fair online. That's an interesting
the Canton
concept.
Fair is. I think I posted something yesterday. There was an article out that it is going to be online.
I think that's a good thing. The online could be a good thing for the suppliers, the Chinese suppliers, but I don't think it's a good thing for Amazon sellers, because it's one of the beauties of the Canton Fair is that you're one of 1,000 or 2,000 or whatever the number is Amazon sellers that are there, and you can find things that other people aren't finding on Alibaba and stuff. That's one of the major advantages. Versus now it's going to be online. I saw people. I think it was you, Liran, that posted that or something yesterday, and people were, oh, great, so now I can finally go to the Canton Fair. It'll be my first time. I think that is not a good thing for an Amazon seller, because it's going to become a lot of people finding the same things.
Yep. Matt's just jumped on. We'll check the replay. I think that's most. Oh, here we go. Tony is saying here, how are you personally cutting back in your different ad budgets currently? I heard Google will have the first negative slowdown ever.
I'm not cutting back.
Yeah. So I've had some products where the demand has been so great that I've been able to pull back to target a lower ACoS, which means a little bit of lower bids. So normally, this is a new product. Normally I would have gone, 35, 45% ACoS at least. In fact, I started it with in mind of a 75% ACoS. It was a new product that we launched, and we got like 20 something right away. So I pulled back a little bit, actually raised the price, and I'm taking advantage of the current opportunity. So I think there's opportunity in Amazon to get more aggressive if you want to. There's opportunity to make more profit depending on what your goal is. I'm balancing out not raising the price too much because I actually want to maintain a good volume of sales to get reviews and get ahead of competitors also. So I think there's a balance. Like I could raise the price higher, my profit would be more, but I'm not going to get sales as fast. And so I want to balance that out. I think on Facebook, for example, with Facebook ads, cost per click is down or per impressions because all the travel industry, the conference industry, right? There's a ton of industry that just completely pulled back on their advertising. So there's
competition's gone down, therefore cost per click is reduced as well.
Competition has gone down, so it's like great time to potentially use Facebook, Instagram ads.
Are you doing a DSP, Liran?
What's that?
Are you doing a DSP?
We're running it for some customers right now, and we're seeing very good results.
Yeah, I was going to say a lot of people are getting good results with DSP. I mean, if you're not eligible to do that, you can go to an agency like Liran's or something that has it set up. And I would definitely look at, if you're already selling, if you're brand new, maybe not as much, but if you're already selling, I would definitely be looking into that.
Well, we have for DSP. So just to give you a little bit of an idea, there's a 35,000 minimum with Amazon. Our minimum is 5,000 a month for DSP. So if you're not spending probably 5,000 a month on your sponsored ads, probably doesn't make sense to do DSP. But we have a couple of clients that are seeing regularly 5 to 6x return on ad spend with DSP. So the results have been very good. Before COVID, we've been running this for 5-6 months, and we've generally seen pretty good results. Also, there's a big difference in terms of how we target, I think, versus when you go to Amazon. When you go to Amazon, they're used to running this for big brands, and they're going to try to encourage you and push you to target, customers that are interested in sports and outdoors. So we don't do that very much. We target more people who have seen your products and competitor ASINs. And we go for a much bottom of funnel to get more ROI versus branding.
So for those of you who don't know what DSP is, that's basically where someone comes on Amazon, looks at your listing. It's kind of like it's kind of like an Amazon Pixel in a way. And then you could actually follow them as they're going around looking at COVID stats and looking at other things on the internet and their plan. You can follow them around and retarget them. And you can also target your customers. So with DSP, you can also, like if you're selling a fitness device, you're selling resistance bands, and you know that people that use resistance bands usually also like to have a yoga mat, for example. You can go target yoga mat people on Amazon that have looked at yoga mats on Amazon and target them off Amazon and say, hey, you want a resistance band? It can be very powerful if done correctly.
Hey guys, I have to get off the call now.
But before you go, Norman, can you are you okay to put out, what you messaged me before?
Right. Okay. Yep. So we were trying to figure out what we could do to, help with doing anything for, what's happening right now with this craziness. So if there's any company, individual, organization that has anything to do, say, about the virus, let us know over at PR Reach, and we will run free press releases for your company. I don't care how many it is, just whatever it is. It has to be about the coronavirus and what you're doing to try to improve the situation.
Yeah. So it's not self-serving. It's about helping put back into the community. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good work.
job, Norm.
Thank you. Cheers.
Okay.
Norm.
So I got to run, but
Okay.
thank you so much. It was a pleasure.
You're welcome. Anne says Norm, and there's 3 smiley faces. So you've got a big fan in Anne there. Have a good day, Norm. Thank you for joining us, and thank you so much for your time. Baptiste says, thank you guys. The Fantastic Four. Thank you for the podcast today. Amazing. Listen to you. Very happy to see you all staying healthy. Bedtime for me. I think it's going to be a bedtime for a few people, especially in Australia as well. Is there anything you guys want to add before we go?
No, I think the biggest takeaway is this is a great opportunity for e-commerce right now. So don't be discouraged out there. If you haven't launched your product, you're just getting into this, hang in there, like Liran said. And if you're already selling, take advantage, man. I would be doubling down right now. Even if you're in like what Norm said, pivoting. He said he had the baby wipes. You could pivot that. A lot of times you can repurpose a product into something else. Think about ways that you can do that. If you're selling a water bottle, maybe that water bottle can be, and people aren't buying that to go out for sports and outdoors because they can't go outside. But you can pivot that into something to keep the baby's milk in, or whatever. In the house, there's all kinds of things you can do to pivot. But if you're seeing a sales decline, and there's tons of opportunity. It's amazing what's happening right now. It sucks for the people that are going through. So they're struggling, and but fortunately, we're in a really good position as e-commerce sellers right now.
Yeah, Liran.
Just a couple things. So we have a new group called. You can go to ecommunitytribe.com. It was going to be launching as a paid group, but we made it free until the end of May 31st. So you can join that group, eCommunity Tribe. And then we're also doing this 90-day brand accelerator program. We're going to take on 3 brands. We have 1 spot left. If you're interested in that, you can PM me and I can send you more information. There's definitely a cost to it. We include your PPC management in it, as well as writing some listings and doing some work for you, as well as some consulting. So 1 spot available for that program.
Cool. Kevin, do you want to quickly talk about anything that you've got upcoming as well?
No, I'm working hard on my Amazon business right now. I mean, as most of you know, if I have the Freedom Ticket course in partnership with Helium 10. So if you have a Helium 10 membership, you can get my course for free. Also with Steve Simonson, productsavants.com is a new thing. If you're an experienced Amazon seller, it's not for new people, but if you're already doing 6-7 figures on Amazon, it's something you might want to check out, that we can take a bunch of the pain points away for you. But other than that, no, that's cool. And I got my $1 Billion Seller Summit. I know you moved yours, Danny.
Yeah. I moved it out of the way of yours. So
yeah, well, I'm waiting to see on mine. Mine right now is still scheduled, but because there's a lot of international people, I'm gonna wait to make a final call in early June, and I might push that back a month or 2. I just want to see what the general feeling is. If people are going to be, I think we'll be out of the woods by July, but I think there's still maybe some nervousness going on. Yeah. So I want to kind of judge that, but yeah, it's $1 Billion Seller Summit for high-level sellers. That'll be happening in July or a month or 2 later.
Yeah, and I plan to be there too. Kevin puts on great events, and speaking at Danny's event as well.
Yeah, and you're back on here. I was going to say Thursday, just to go through the remaining shows this week, entering Europe on Amazon, the pros and cons in the pandemic. So if you're not selling in Europe, put a crack team together for tomorrow's show, get the pros and cons of launching into Europe. Then on Friday is a co-brand with awesomers.com, which is Steve Simonson, diversifying off of Amazon. Kevin, you're more than welcome to jump on that one if you'd like. Then we've got part 4, Women of Amazon on Saturday. And then on Sunday, Liran rejoins me for Business Vision under our Mindset Sunday. So
when do you sleep, Danny?
Do I look like I sleep? Yeah. No, I do. Yeah.
Neither one of you ever sleeps.
We're always online, aren't we?
You know what? I get 8 hours every night.
Yeah, I'll get 5, so I'm all right. I can get through on that. That and some meditating. All right, let's sign off. Lovely to have you guys. Remember, guys, stay in, stay safe, be lucky, and I'll see you again same time tomorrow. Much love. Take care.
Take care.